Good morning. This is Kelly on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A 25-year-old Mitchell man is accused of duct taping a dog's mouth shut and beating him to death. The incident was reported on July 30th on West 12th Avenue in Mitchell.
Court papers say when officers arrived, they found the man punching a black lab named Buddy. The officer handcuffed Aaron Hakeki and removed him from the scene. The officer then noticed that Buddy had duct tape around his nose and his two front paws and back paws. Buddy was taken to a veterinarian where he died.
A Millbank man is dead and another is in jail charged with his murder. 33-year-old Joseph Bendel is accused of beating 34-year-old Douglas Lindbergh Jr. with a pipe. The two men were working on a car together in rural Grant County on Sunday evening.
A witness allegedly saw the victim holding Bendel in a headlock and then pushing him to the ground. According to court documents, Bendel started chasing Lindbergh with a pipe and beating him. Lindbergh died the next day in the hospital.
A man is facing a long list of charges in Eagle Butte following threats, a kidnapping, and assault on law enforcement. Authorities say Tuesday evening police responded to a report of man making threats to another man. When
law enforcement arrived, they say the suspect pulled out a gun and pointed it at officers. Police backed off and followed the man toward Main Street. Authorities say they tried to de-escalate the situation. However, the suspect continued to behave erratically.
That's when police used non-lethal force. However, the man was not impacted and ran away. Investigators say the suspect then went into an apartment and held a child who has autism hostage. With the help of the suspect's family, police were able to end the incident safely and arrested the man.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Brian Karstens for a first check of our forecast. Another hot day, but soon to end, Brian?
Yeah, that is the word here from the Storm Center. We have one more day today. Very hot in the Sioux Falls area, probably mid to upper 90s, but we're at the end of this heat wave, I think, coming to a close tonight. Tomorrow, while it's warm, it's also going to rain in spots here tonight and tomorrow. 93-year high today in Mitchell, 91 in Huron, and also upper 80s in Aberdeen and Mobridge. That's a quick look at weather. We'll get to the full forecast on Futurecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. Last week, the Great Plains Zoo announced it will be closing the Delbridge Museum of Natural History due to the aging displays.
As a result, some people in the community have started a group to keep the collection on display. The group plans to take their concerns to the next City Council meeting. Council member Pat Starr says more information and more voices need to be heard on this issue.
We just haven't been included in that discussion. The community hasn't been included in that discussion. You know, overnight, all of a sudden there's drywall and the exhibit's closed, and it just happened in the middle of the night. And to not have a discussion, I think that the mayor has failed to see how important this asset is to the community.
The next City Council meeting will take place September 5th at 6 p.m. Archery is about to take over Yankton. The 2023 National Roundup starts on Friday.
The tournaments are expected to bring in more than 300 archers from across the country. The competitions include the First Dakota Classic and the NFAA Outdoor National Target Championships. Archers range in age from 8 to 80.
The tournaments will be held at the NFAA Easton Yankton Archery Center. Both events are free and open to the public. The deadline to apply to be a coach for MB's Girls on the Run is quickly approaching.
The program needs 175 coaches throughout the state to bring social-emotional learning opportunities to help girls overcome the challenges they face. You have until September 1st to apply for the program. Coaches do not need running experience, just a passion to support and encourage.
It's a big day for the Sioux Falls School District as students and teachers head back to the classroom. This means school buses will be out across the city picking up students.
A reminder that when the stop arm is out, all vehicles driving in both directions must stop to keep students safe. Also, if your commute takes you near a school, remember to slow down and watch out for families crossing the road. Other school districts that also start today include Harrisburg and Watertown. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather today, there's our heat warning, excessive heat warning. One more day of that across the southeast. And then this is set to expire this evening and hopefully Hopefully we're done with this for a while. Maybe we're done for good, but we still got some summer weather yet to go. Even next week will eventually start to turn hotter about a week out. But we're going to get a few days in here where we're going to get a break from the heat, and that's the focus of the forecast. Could we catch some rain tomorrow morning and late tonight? Yes, we've got an option on the table here that runs kind of a narrow swath that runs from Pierre area, we'll say, down to maybe Chamberlain, Mitchell, but gains a little more focus towards Sioux Falls. Now, I know that if you're in Sioux Falls, you look at a map like that, that's kind of a nice little feature, isn't it? Could be an inch of rain, but we have to be a little careful about the exact placement on this. These kind of things, they're fairly, I would say it's easy to see a subtle shift north or south easily when we get into this. So that's just a little cautionary note that the geographical position of that could still change a little bit given the nuances of the modeling and how it handles that. But that concept, we started talking about that last week, that we'd have something, a feature like that, the little tropical wave that could come through. So I still like that idea a lot. Here's how it looks on Futurecast. So it heats up today. Those 90s will be around south central, southeast Ketherland, hot, humid, all those talking points. Aberdeen, not as hot or humid. Sure, some spots on radar could start flaring up tonight. We've included that in the Rapid City Black Hills forecast. Again, I would kind of watch Pierre, see if we could get some thunderstorm activity on radar, and then just start watching the training lines. These little storms, if you link them all together, see, then that's how you end up with a decent little batch of moisture. But it's also very frustrating if you're on either side of that line. That happens, and it has happened this summer quite often. So that's my other little piece to this story. Don't get fixated on heavy rain for everybody, because that's not on the table here. But some moisture, we'll take what we can get after a very hot week, and we've certainly lost a lot of moisture with all the evaporation and the heat stress. Oh, by the way, too, we get a new drought monitor today, and that, of course, not likely to improve much. 93 our high today in Mitchell, 89 Chamberlain. Here's your 7-day forecast, and we're going to run down the numbers into the 80s coming up the next few days. That's helpful. 83 on Saturday, 83 Sunday. There could be some rain chances Sunday. There's a system coming in out of Canada that'll reinforce some of this relatively cooler weather. So Sunday we put in that 20% chance for Aberdeen. We'll continue to evaluate that. The overnight lows, too, they're much improved, mid-50s to around 60. The Pierre area, too, don't forget here with highs in the 80s, a reduction in the heat, but not necessarily a lot of rain. There's some of this opportunity tonight and early tomorrow morning. If we catch a tenth or 2/10 of an inch of rain, that would be great. Otherwise, the Rapid City, yeah, a couple of 20% chances of rain, actually 4 chances, but they're fairly limited. Check out the details with the rest of your weather online at KETHLELAND.com.